The first time you watch Memento, it's all about trying to figure out what's actually going on. The backward storytelling, the tattoos, the Polaroids, your brain is working overtime trying to piece everything together before Leonard forgets again. But then you watch it for a second time and you realize this isn't a mystery. The movie's actively lying to me. The real trick of Memento is that it makes you experience the world exactly like Leonard. Every scene wipes away what you just learned, so by the time you reach the next one, you're just as lost as Leonard. You're not just watching him forget, you are forgetting alongside Leonard. Now, why is this so important? Well, because Nolan is using just this to set you up.
My solution to telling the story subjectively was to deny the audience the same information that the protagonist is denied. And my approach to doing that was to effectively tell the story backwards.
From here on out, you're by yourself, desperately clinging to Leonard's version of events to make sense of what's actually going on. And by the time you have some sort of a grip on the events that follow, you realize how untrustful Leonard's accounts of things can truly be.
Okay, so what am I doing? Oh, I'm chasing this guy. No, he's chasing me.
What makes Memento truly work is the structure of the film.
That's basically the end of the movie. This stuff is the black and white stuff, and this is running backwards. As we cut between the two the whole way through. So we alternate scene here, scene there, scene there, scene there, scene there, scene there, and they meet towards the end of the film.
The entire movie is made up of two timelines, one moving forward in black and white, and the other one moving backwards in color. The black and white scenes follow Leonard talking on the phone in a motel room, slowly building up to the quote unquote start of the movie. Meanwhile, the color scenes move in reverse, meaning we only ever see the effects of Leonard's actions before we understand what caused them, which in it by itself is not all that difficult to understand. This means, just like Leonard, we cannot trust what we think we know because every time a new scene begins, we're disoriented, trying to fill in the blanks. And just like Leonard, we assume we're getting closer to the truth. After all the tumultuous mental gymnastics, the moment we discover we've been lied to from the get go reveals itself, and we realize Leonard's already gotten his revenge. He's already found and killed John G., but instead of accepting the fact, he chooses not to remember this. He creates a new villain just to keep himself going, and at first you might think, okay, maybe he's just confused, right? Maybe he just wants to move on, but his memory won't let him. But no, it's much worse than that. See, the movie spends so much time making us feel bad for Leonard, and in some ways, yeah, he's had a tragic life. His memory is broken, his wife was murdered, and he's being manipulated by the people around him. But then Nolan makes us realize Leonard is manipulating himself on purpose.
Do I lie to myself to be happy? In your case, Teddy. Yes, I will.
That moment when Teddy says, "You've done this before." Yeah, he's not lying. Leonard has been through this cycle over and over countless times. And every time he gets closer to the truth, he just erases it. He needs a mission, he needs a villain, because without one, what's left? This is precisely what makes Memento so disturbing. Because once you really sit with it, it's not just about memory loss, it's about what we do as human beings to protect ourselves from the truth. Look at it this way. Leonard isn't a monster. He isn't some evil mastermind. He's just human. Because we all do this to some degree. We all tell ourselves stories that make life easier to process. And that's why the last shot of Memento feels so weirdly peaceful. Leonard has made his choice. He's driving toward another revenge he'll never remember, another fake villain he'll invent in his mind. He's stuck in an endless cycle and he's okay with it. With that, as the credits roll, you start to wonder, wasn't I doing the same thing the whole movie? Buying into Leonard's version of events, assuming he was the hero, looking for a more satisfying truth in a story that was never gonna give me one.